Hey y'all, Dee here. It's a cold night tonight and we're getting ready to make some potato soup. So let's get started. To start with, we have got this bag of russet potatoes. You can see I've already peeled and diced those in the pot. Actually, Mr. Bryce will help peel and dice those. And what you want to do is mainly just make sure that all your potato pieces are roughly the same size, because they're going to get done hopefully about the same time. So just try to make them uniform, but I do try to do them about like that. You can use red potatoes. Yukon Gold is a good one to use. I like the russet and I like the Yukon Gold better than the red potatoes when I'm doing potato soup, because they just stay firmer. I find that they don't get as mushy, because we are making potato soup and want chunks of potatoes. We're not making mashed potatoes. So got a right mini there, right mini there. So we're just going to start with by boiling the potatoes. Just that simple. Put a lot of salt in here. And just going to fill it just enough to cover it. I don't want a whole lot of water in there. This is just tap water. Just enough to cover it. Pretty good. Go ahead and get that up on high. And I am going to add, it's a southern thing, y'all, just a scoop of bacon grease in there while that's cooking. So as that starts to cook, I am going to add some pepper and some garlic. Excuse me. Probably a little bit more salt. I have just a little bit of smoky paprika that I'm going to add to it, as well as some parsley flakes later on. I'm really just showing you my ingredient list here. I will be adding butter, and I'll be adding sour cream. I'll also be adding some chicken broth if I feel like it needs a little bit more liquid as it cuts down. I may not use that whole can. It's just something I'm eyeballing here. I'll be using some whole evaporated milk. You can use heavy whipping cream if you want a more thicker consistency. I'm using half and half in this tonight. And again, this was just the russet potatoes that I was using. Now, as those potatoes are boiling, I'm going to go ahead and be getting my other things ready, because I'm going to top those potatoes off with some good old bacon. Everything's better with bacon on it. So I'm going to be doing the bacon. Actually, I'll probably stick it in the oven or the microwave. I'm not going to be frying it. I'm going to go ahead and grate up some sharp cheddar and some green onions for topping. So as that's boiling, I'll be getting this other stuff ready and we'll be right back. Okay, y'all, these potatoes are done, but I'd like to have a little bit more water off of them so I can add my other ingredients. So I'm just gonna drain a little bit of this off. As I said earlier, just put enough water in to cover the potatoes, which I did, but still got a little bit more water in here than what I'd like. You can certainly leave it, it's not gonna hurt anything. Just a matter of how brothy you like your soup. I want my soup to be have a little bit thicker consistency. Now, some people will start their potato soup off making a roux with flour. But I find that potatoes have so much starch in them anyway that it's going to thicken up regardless. Now, I'm just putting this in a clean bowl because guess what? I might go back and use it. I got my bacon in the oven and it is smelling so good. I got my cheese grated and my green onions chopped up. So it's time to add some other stuff. Now, we cook this with some salt water and a little bit of bacon grease. So now, I'm going to add lots of butter. It's probably being and this is just salted butter. Don't use that margarine stuff. Use real butter, please. In fact, if you're in a hurry, you don't have to use real bacon. You could use just bacon bits, but real bacon's so much better. Got my green onions on this knife, but it'll be all right. It's gonna go in there too. So that's about a half a stick. Actually, probably about 3/4 of a stick to start with. Ain't gonna take it long to melt as hot as it is. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more salt. A little black pepper. This is when I'm gonna add my spices. Just a little onion powder. Don't want much in it because I'm gonna be putting green onions in it too. A little garlic. Oops, that might have been a lot of garlic. I'm gonna save the parsley and the smoked paprika for a little bit later. Let's just go ahead and get this stirred up. And you can see that's pretty thick. So if I'd done a roux to start with, it wouldn't have been too much different. This is just a time saver. It smells so good. I don't think I'm gonna need that chicken broth. And this is sour cream. I prefer to use light sour cream, but I didn't have any. They didn't have any at the grocery store, so I am adding a whole 8-ounce container of sour cream. So, in other words, when you're making potato soup, think about the things that you like on your baked potato. And that's pretty much what goes in your soup. Unless you like something real weird on your baked potato. Right, Michael? Oh yeah, it's going to be nice and creamy. Nice and creamy. And now I'm going to go ahead and add some of this half and half. Might not add all of it. This was 5 pounds of potatoes, y'all. So this makes a lot of soup. But at the end, I'm going to show y'all a secret ingredient that we might can add to it to have a whole different soup tomorrow night. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to have some leftovers. So let's check that bacon. Oh. Okay, y'all. Had this soup simmering just a little bit while I dice up my bacon. I'm going to add just a little bit of whole pepper in this. And a little bit of parsley flakes. You could add the bacon into the soup if you'd like, but I prefer to put it on top myself because I don't like for it to get all soggy. I like it to have a little bit of crunch to it. So that's parsley and black pepper and just a hint of this smoky paprika I'm putting in here. You could add more to the table if you wanted to, once you get it plated. Now, because I had so much water left over in these potatoes, I decided not to add the evaporated milk. I just didn't think I needed it. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. So let's go ahead and plate this and let it be cooling off. So it's still nice and chunky, still kind of thick broth there. Let me get a little bit of that broth into my soup here. Now, I'm anticipating having a lot left over. So what we're going to do tomorrow night is I'll probably add a can of this cream style corn to the soup, and hence you'll get potato corn chowder. It would also be good with chicken in it, some leftover chicken or some ham pieces. So tomorrow night we'll have some, probably some chicken corn chowder or maybe some ham thrown in there, who knows. But tonight it's just potato soup. So there's my potato soup. And what's potato soup without a little bit of cheese? Yum. Get that melted in there. A little bit of bacon. Or maybe a lot of bit of bacon. Whatever your preference is. I prefer a lot of bacon. One more piece. And some chopped green onions. That looks so good. I can't even talk right now. Super good. Super good. All right. Let me do a little taste test, y'all. Just to see. I hope I got my spices right. If not, I had to add a little bit to it. That's gonna be so good on this cold night. There you go. Y'all try it. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to say your blessings, y'all. See you next time.